Welcome to the June Energy Update. We are Corey, Peyton, and myself, Yaila, and we love to bring you 3 different perspectives on the month energies coming ahead. So first we have Corey with the Astrology Report, followed by Peyton with a channeled message by the Pleiadians, and then I will finish up with a collective reading for everybody tuning in. So Corey, let's start with you. What does the astrology have to say for June 2023?
Oh, goody. I get to go first. All right. So this is the astrology for June 2023. So June is a very intense, powerful month. But you know what other month hasn't been lately? We are continuing on the intensity of June. And so to start off with June, we have a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, usually the full moons are in the one sign, Sagittarius, normally would be opposite the sun and the moon in the same sign. However, in June, this full moon in Sagittarius is going to be opposite Gemini. So, well, what does that mean? So there are 2 energies at play here. Usually it's the one energy, but there's 2 energies at play here. And interestingly enough, Sagittarius and Gemini are always opposite one another on the chart. And yet they are not the opposites. They are more alike, really, than they are opposite. So, phew, that'll be good. So Sagittarius is the adventure. Sagittarius is higher beliefs. Also, Sagittarius can get very dogmatic. So what happens in a full moon is we release what no longer serves us. So there will be a little bit of that. So what are your old beliefs? You know, what are beliefs that no longer serve you? What adventures are you that no longer serve going forward, what adventures you'd want to go on? Things that maybe you've been trying to manifest and no longer seem to fit on the plate. That's what this full moon is going to be about. But we also have a lot of other aspects that are in play with this full moon. And I will do more of a full moon and new moon video during the month. But that is June 3rd. Starts right off the bat. And that's very early in the morning on June 3rd Pacific time in the United States. We also have an aspect of Uranus, which is the fast-moving, futuristic, rules electricity. Energy will also be with Mercury, the mind, think, in Taurus on that same day. So our minds, and which is interesting because we have Uranus in Taurus until 2026, I believe. And they are 2 opposite energies. Taurus is slow and steady, wins the race. Taurus is very slow moving. Uranus is extremely fast moving. So our minds, because it's Uranus and Mercury in Taurus, is that our minds will be very quick to thinking. But Taurus doesn't like change. Uranus loves change. So our minds might be geared towards the future and getting rid of, releasing, because it's with that full moon in Sagittarius, all the old structures that don't work, because Taurus is that physical earth energy. On June 11th, Mercury, the mind, is going to be moving into Gemini, which is its ruling planet. Think, 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 think. And Gemini is communication. It's that third house of communication and teaching, studying, learning, researching. So it will be nice to have Mercury in its home sign of Gemini. And it will be out of retrograde because we've had Mercury in retrograde. It'll be out of retrograde. And so there will be probably a lot of information coming out because it's communication. So we will hear, as if there isn't enough information that's been coming out on the world stage, we will be having more and more information. Mercury is a big player in the month of June. We also have 3 planets that are going to go retrograde in June. So from June 2023, for the rest of the year, we have a lot of planets going retrograde. So we have also on the 11th, we have Pluto, which has been in Aquarius, spent a lot of time in Capricorn, hence seeing a lot of the top-down structures, all the hidden secrets of top-down structures being revealed. Then Pluto moved into Aquarius, and it's been in Aquarius, and that's freedom, power to the people. So any hidden secrets that are pertaining to our freedoms, hidden secrets about power not being to the people, has been revealed. And it will not be totally in Aquarius, Pluto, until the end of 2024. So Pluto will retrograde in Capricorn on June 11th as well. So we have, Mercury in Gemini on the 11th, and then also Pluto's going to go retrograde in Capricorn. So we're going to be reviewing again top-down structures, secrets in top-down structures happening when we go Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. So we will be revisiting, because it's all the RE words: revisit, review, rewind, because the retrogrades, the planets are going backwards. So that is in play in June. So just when you thought that could be over, no, it's not. So there will be a lot of information coming out about top-down structures, government, banks, any institution, schools, all those things. And then on the 17th of June, Saturn, which is the restriction planet, it's the principal at school going, excuse me, one that keeps time. Are you following the rules? Or are you not following the rules? Is going to go retrograde in Pisces. We just got into Saturn in Pisces. So the Pisces rules the water, illusions, delusions, the mystic, highly spiritual. So Saturn in Pisces invites us to be in our spiritual integrity. So when it goes retrograde, we will be reviewing water. What's the quality of our water? What's been happening to our water? I believe that there'll be information coming out about our water and our water systems, because Saturn is your accountability planet. Also, any things that has been, Pisces also rules the media. So big things, If there has been things that are not in alignment with the true and the just in the media, that will be coming out because it's going retrograde. We will be reviewing all the disillusions, the illusions from media, water structures, etc., starting June 17th. And then also on the 17th, we have a lot of things going on all at once. We will have a new moon in Gemini. And that will be very nice. Gemini loves to be happy. Gemini is that duality. So sometimes we feel childlike. Sometimes, Gemini feels very responsible. But it's all about communication. So manifesting, how well are you communicating? Are you communicating the truth? Are you, it invites us to start a YouTube channel, getting out there and using our voice for loving kindness and truth in that new moon in Gemini on June 17th. And then, I can't believe I forgot this one, but the first half of the moon, like I say, I always talk about the seasons. The first half of June is in Gemini season. Gemini season, the mind. Hello, can't wait for that to kick in. But the first half of June is in Gemini. So we're in Gemini season, communication, communication, communication. And the second half is going to be in Cancer, which is a water sign. So, and that happens June 21st. We will be in Cancer season. So Cancer rules our home, our domestic. Also, too, is that Mercury moves into Cancer on June 26th. So Mercury, the mind, communication. This is an invitation to be able to communicate all the old wounds, because Cancer, every Cancer I've ever known, and no offense to Cancers, we all have our thing, is that if a Cancer cannot look at, heal their childhood, family, domestic wounds, it's very hard for them to move forward in life. So this Mercury in Cancer on the 26th of June invites us all, especially the Cancers, but invites us all to communicate, to take a look at all the old wounds that in childhood, in our upbringing, in family, that needs to be communicated out, healed, and grounded out so that we could move on, all of us. At home, could be our home state, could be our home country, could be our home. But I have a feeling that we will see a lot of news or communication, truce, and hopefully healing in our home countries that needs to happen. Then we have, at the end of June, June 30th, we have the planet Neptune, which rules Pisces, going retrograde in Pisces. So if you're feeling a bit foggy, that's Neptune in Pisces. So we need to watch out for not escaping, because Pisces rules escapism. We have Saturn in Pisces. We have Neptune in Pisces. And so that's escapism. Drinking too much, using too many drugs, not not moving forward with our responsibilities, saying, oh, I'll do it later. No, I think I'll do it later, or maybe tomorrow. It's going retrograde. Neptune is going retrograde in Pisces. And so we will be reviewing, what do we use for escape? Is it healthy for us? Like getting out on the earth, taking walks, the spirituality, meditating. Is that a good escape? Or are we not living up to our responsibilities, drinking, drugging, that sort of thing? So that is my report thus far for June 2023 astrology. Just remember, give yourself some grace. Remember that the outside world is working out all its issues, but we can have a happy inside world. We have a lot of opportunity in June to review a lot of parts of our lives, which isn't always a bad thing. Always stay in the love frequency. Choose love over fear. Bye for now. How about you, Peyton? What do the Pleiadians have to say?
Hey, y'all, I'm Peyton, and as you know, I channel the Pleiadians. So when I checked in with them this week to see what was in store for us in June, they had two major things that they wanted to chat with us about today. And the first thing that they wanted to talk about was to explain a little bit about the energies that we have just moved through and what that is going to look like as we transition into June. So as y'all know, the energies over the past couple of weeks and really over all of May were really, really intense. And so what the Pleiadians said was that they wanted to congratulate us for surviving the pressure cooker. They said, we have been getting bombarded from every direction with planetary energies. And so they wanted to just pat us on the back and tell us how well we were doing in processing these massive energies. And if y'all have looked at the space weather reports over the past couple of days, you will notice that the charts are almost entirely red. So these energies are more intense than anything I have ever seen. So the guides wanted to talk a little bit about what is going on energetically and what we can expect as we integrate these energies over the next couple of weeks. So in order to put in context these energies, the Pleiadians wanted us to know that what is happening is that we are testing ourselves. We are giving ourselves an opportunity with these intense energies to release any limiting beliefs we are still holding on to. They said that is the purpose of these energies. It is squeezing any density we are still holding all up to the surface. So you may have noticed over the past couple weeks that more limiting beliefs have been coming into your mind. All of those negative stories that we like to tell ourselves may be coming up all at once. And the guide said that is what these energies are doing. They are giving us the opportunity to release these things once and for all. So these energies are giving us the opportunity to choose to release these dense beliefs or choose to continue to embrace fear. So that is what these energies are doing. Now, there are a couple side effects of these energies according to the Pleiadians. A few things that we may notice as we integrate these energies. The first thing that they said we're going to notice is that the 3D world is going to get very, very quiet. They said for many of us who have been doing our work for a long time, we are going to almost notice that the 3D world is going silent, that it's almost like you don't see it nearly as much as you used to. And the guides say this is because we are no longer being tempted into those lower timelines. As an awakened community, we are seeing these things. We are recognizing it is not our choice, and we are staying in love. And so they said, you can expect the 3D world to get quieter and quieter. Now, something else that they said is a side effect of these massive energies is they said it is going to be very, very common for people to be struggling with the body right now. And this is something that from everyone I'm talking to, the body has been a little supercharged over the past couple of weeks. And so the Pleiadians wanted us to understand that part of this is that we are undergoing a physical transition. We are going from being carbon-based beings to being crystalline beings. And as they said, this is not necessarily a comfortable process because these changes have to work their way through our body. Our cells have to change. Our tissues have to change. And they said it's not always a super fun process. So they said, if you are someone who is struggling with the body right now, just knowing that these energies are contributing substantially to that might give you a little bit of peace of mind. So body struggles, very, very common right now. And then the third thing that they pointed out as a side effect of these energies is they said it's going to be very common for people to feel like they are in a void, like they are clearing the deck, that they don't really know what direction they are going in. They know that something is coming, but they don't know exactly what it is. They said that is a side effect of these energies. And it's totally fine if you don't know what direction to move in right now. According to the Pleiadians, we are working so hard at other levels of our being that maybe our outside life is not where our resources are required right now. So they said this is a time to just be. And the most important thing they said for us to be doing right now is to be releasing resistance, releasing any of those fear-based beliefs that we're still holding on to. That is what this time is all about. So give yourself a little break if you are feeling a little lost right now. It's very common in these energies. So they wanted to just put all of this in context so that we knew what was going on and what we could expect over the next couple of weeks. Now, there was a second point that the Pleiadians had for us, and that is they wanted to talk to us about something else that is happening right now. And they said, we are being prepared to meet our galactic family. And they said for certain timelines, which is going to include most of you watching this video, no doubt, they said this is imminent. And so they wanted us to know that as we crossed into 2023, we officially, as a collective, entered the window for open contact. And so what the Pleiadians wanted us to know is that what they said is, we are closer than you can possibly imagine. They said, we are in your skies now. So they wanted to talk to us a little bit about this very exciting possibility that is unfolding before us, where we are having the opportunity to start being reintegrated into our galactic family. So what they wanted to say about this is that if you are someone who is interested in connecting with the Pleiadians, connecting with your star family, your galactic family, they're encouraging us to set the intention for that every day. They said, invite us to join you. What they wanted us to know is that this is a pivotal time for humanity, where we are deciding whether to rejoin the galactic family in 5D or not. And as they always like to say, you choose the timeline. So if this is something that is of interest to you, as it is to most of the spiritual community, they're encouraging us to spend time every day imagining this. Imagine seeing their ships in the sky. Imagine actually physically talking to the Pleiadians, to your star family. Imagine walking down the street with them. Imagine them being present on the planet with us. Because what they said is, as you set this intention, they are listening. And they said this is a pivotal time where everyone gets to choose. What timeline do you choose? A timeline of contact or a timeline of continued separation? So this is something they encourage us to set this intention, use our imagination every single day. And they had a little exercise that they wanted to offer for anyone who wants to have more contact with them. So what they offer to you, if this is of interest to you, is they encourage us or you to imagine that you are sending a beam of light out of your heart chakra up into the sky, like you are sending a welcoming light, a welcoming beacon to your star family, and invite them to join us, to walk with us on our planet. They said, as you do this, we will hear you. So this is something that is a very big opportunity for us to welcome our galactic family, to co-create in love, in joy. And they said, this is the time to do it. We are at a crossroads as a human population, and we have the opportunity to choose reintegration into the galactic community or to continue to choose separation. So they say, as always, as they tell us, you are in the driver's seat. As they like to say, you are the only one in your reality. And they are listening to us now to see, does humanity welcome them in? Do we invite them in? Or do we choose to segregate ourselves, to stay separate? And now is the time of choosing that. So that is what they wanted to offer us for the message for the month of June. And Yaila, what do you have for us for a collective reading?
Thank you so much, ladies. So as you all know, if you've tuned in before, I just tap into the collective energy and just get some themes for each month. So let me just do that real quick. And then I always like to ask for a blessing. Anybody tuning into our videos, this video receives the information and healing for their highest and best good, and just asking Creator to guide me for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so for the collective, it's so funny. I was getting a swirl of colors, and earlier before I was getting a brown. So for me, whenever I see brown, it's almost like, you know, when you're little, did you ever take all the different crayons or the markers and like swirl them together and they started turning like a dark brown? I got that first, and then I got rainbow, but the two predominant colors standing out for the collective energy is purple and green. So let me just see. A little touch of peach in there too. Let me just see what those represent for the collective right now. Okay, so peach, they want me to highlight first. That one's been swooping in too. So why is the collective peach at the moment? It's funny, when I'm asking what peach is representing for the collective, I'm hearing purity. And it's swirling in the green and the purple. So purity of your heart and purity of your mind. When I think of green for our heart chakra. It's our relationships to ourselves and to other people, and those types of connections. And so, you know, what resides in your heart's desires, and those heart connections. So there's a purity in that. And then the purple is kind of our crown chakra energy, those divine downloads, those insights from your higher self, from the higher power that you believe in. And there's a purity in that. So let me ask why they're highlighting purity for the mind and heart for the collective. So June, it looks like we're going to be faced with the integrity of our mind and our heart. So are we acting in integrity for what our heart truly wants? And what, you know, some of our previous videos, when we talked about what is integrity, it's when your thoughts, your words, and your actions all line up. And so June feels like you're really going to be put to the test of, do your thoughts, words, and actions line up? And you'll be shown if you are not in that alignment, if you're not coming from that pure heart mind place of what's truly your integrity and your alignment. And it's not to have a judgment on yourself, it's just more of awareness. And so we're going to be given opportunities to really purify how we're showing up for ourselves and the world that we are creating. So that's kind of the overall theme, but let me just kind of see what specific messages are helpful for the collective to know about June 2023. Kind of tagging along with that, I'm just kind of seeing like, like little fine tuning of the energies out there for yourself. So you're going to be fine tuning all those little places. And I can't remember who shared it in the previous reading, but looking at, I think it was Corey, looking at those childhood wounds and those childhood beliefs and just really fine tuning. Do I really believe that? Is that really the truth that I want to embody for myself now that I'm older and I understand what life is like versus trying to understand the world from that child's perspective or that child's mind? And not that, I mean, I feel like children have so much wisdom, but we also, there's limitations to our sovereignty as a child. And so when you're looking at fine tuning kind of those beliefs and those thoughts for yourself, June is going to be a really great opportunity for that. So you get to fine tune what you really want to believe, what you really want to invest your energy, your time, and your vibrations to. So, and they're saying opportunity, but from my experience, energy wise, opportunity can also mean challenges. So just know those opportunities might feel like a challenge or might feel like some type of upheaval at first, but just know the universe is always putting you in the right place, the right time, with the right people for exactly the right thing for your highest alignment. And so if you were to look at anything that shows up for this month of June as an opportunity to, anything that's coming up to the surface means it's ready to be healed. Anything that you're faced with means that you have a choice point in that moment to go back to that integrity of that mind and that heart. And so it's going to be a really big, expansive month for those of you tuning in, because if you found this video, it's not by mistake. It means you are ready for all the messages each of us have shared with you in this video. So just know you'll have the opportunities to fine tune some of those beliefs and some of those actions and help you be more in integrity and more in alignment for this month and beyond for the rest of the year. So let me just kind of see if there's anything to watch out for the month of June. For those tuning in here in the collective. And it's kind of funny because when I asked what is to watch out for, the word that came in was abundance. And it's not just about finances, but it's really about watching out for your abundance mindset is how they're clarifying it. So there might be some things that the outside world might shake up, or you might worry might be shooken up by, but not to focus your energy too much on the worry of abundance, because you're always divinely supported and aligned. And so really being mindful of your abundance mindset. And if you have challenges connecting to all the different abundant areas, meaning, when you walk outside and you see Mother Nature is just naturally abundant. It does not matter if there's been a fire, it starts to grow at, hundreds, thousands of different little buds, little seeds. And it doesn't matter what happens in the outside world. Our nature is to be abundant. Mind, body, spirit is what they're saying. So watch out for your abundance mindset and make sure it's in alignment for the outcome that you want and not what you're dreading. It feels like this message is coming through some other readings before, but just know, like the ladies have said, you are the creator of your reality. And not to say hard things that show up are your fault, you did anything wrong. Sometimes the universe guides you in ways that our human mind would not understand from our perspective. So just know if things are being shooken up or shaken in your mind or your world or your body even, I think our bodies are adjusting right now. So just know if anything is starting to be loosened up, shaken up, it's for your highest good and aligned to that abundance mindset, that this is all happening for you. You're in the right place, the right time with the right resources, and you can create anything you need. So let me just see if there's any final messages for the collective for June 2023. I love this one. Fear not. It just kind of aligns to just an extension on the message. So fear not anything that shows up. Fear not, even if you have those old beliefs that feel crunchy, feel like you're judging yourself too harshly, feel like you're judging the outside world too harshly. It's just an opportunity to adjust. Fear not what is going on in the outside world, because you know in your heart your true purity and alignment. Fear not how other people are showing up, because they're just in their own work as well, and they're doing the best they can too. So there's nothing to fear internally and externally, and it's just your chance to take care of you and how you are guided and aligned to do so. There's no right or wrong answer, but trusting the integrity and the purity of the messages that you're receiving to do that. If it feels light, if it feels expansive, that's when you know it's good. If it feels tight, if it feels crunchy, if it feels heavy, that's when you know it's not in alignment for you. So the school that I've learned from, energy is not good or bad. It's just yours or others is in alignment to what you want or not. You get to choose. It's all for your highest and best good, internal and external. So those are the messages that I have for the collective. Ladies, anything else you want to share? Okay.
Yeah, Yaila, I have to say, I love how you describe energy. It's crunchy, it's swirly. You make it sound like a milkshake. It makes me laugh every single time.
It's how it feels in my body. So it's always like, ooh, crunchy. You just, thank you. Well, thank you so much for tuning into our videos. We hope our messages were supportive for you for June to set you up for success. And we always appreciate you showing up and being here, and appreciate, of course, your likes, shares, comments. We will see you next month for the monthly energy update. See you next time.